This is Paul from Loaded News. We want to thank you for stopping in. Please take a second to subscribe and like. We've got a special guest today. His name is Leonard Acosta, also known as Sonny. Some of you know him as one of the trio from the American Cholo show. Thanks for coming on, man.
All right, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
So I want to know, where did you grow up?
I bounced around a lot between East Los Angeles and Elmwood. 5th grade, my mom decided she was going to bring us into Burbank to get us away from gangs because we were already running around with the local idiots. And she brought us into Burbank about the late 70s. From what I knew of, there was only like 16 families that were actually Mexican families in the city or outside of the city where I was at. It was mainly all whites.
Yeah. See, not knowing, you would think like people wouldn't think that there's a, you're right in the middle of movie industry town, and it's crazy, to think where you grew up,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I grew up like between East Los Angeles and Monte. Like I said, we moved to Burbank, but we were always back and forth to Monte and East Los Angeles area. So, family and friends, that's where we're always at.
That's
but
cool.
I like to call Burbank my home.
Yeah. We were just in Monte yesterday filming. Monte, we filmed in Monte Hayes and we filmed in Monte Flores. Tell us how you got into Elmwood. How did that go?
I'm not actually, I never really I got jumped in, but after. I'm one of the founding members of Elmwood.
Whoa.
There's about 8 of us, I believe 7 or 8 of us that started my neighborhood, and I'm one of the founding members.
That's crazy, bro. Did you, yeah, that's kind of interesting because you really didn't have to get jumped in because you were the guy, you and your friends, you were the guy. So there was no initiation needed. I'm sure maybe you did it just to, show that you're, just like them. But wow.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I figured. Because you look up Elmwood, if you Google it, man, it's all over the place. It's not, it's not something that's not out there. It's a no neighborhood. Why did you start this gang? Like, what led you, man?
We used to play football. We had a football team called Burbank Executioners. Just a bunch of us kids that got together to play football. I want to say in the early 80s, they had this white punk rock group called Burbank Punk Organization. A bunch of white boys. They had a couple token Mexicans in there, and I think they had one token black. They were driving around jumping Mexicans. Around the same time, I was going out with a girl in Elmwood, and I started to go down to Elmwood, and that was a little rough part of the area. They were pretty ghetto. So went down there and we just started kicking it, running around, and just kind of jumped off, just us fighting with them white guys. It was supposed to be just with them. It wasn't supposed to be a gang. It wasn't supposed to be with any other neighborhood. But a Hispanic neighborhood decided they were going to back up them. And that's where all the beats just started. After that, it was just snowballed.
Wow.
So we never really had the intentions of being a gang. It's just when it happened, it happened. So
it's insane, bro. So many stories like that, but it's interesting to hear, like, talking from one of the founders. See, I didn't know that. I knew you were from Elmwood, but I didn't know that you were one of the founders. That's crazy. That's crazy, man.
I'm actually the oldest one.
Wow.
By a year.
Crazy, man. Man, before you got into Elmwood, what was your thing, man? Before that, you were playing football, but were you ever like, I don't know, breaker or anything like that,
I messed around with the break, tried a little bit, that break dancing, but actually, like I said, I grew up in Medina Courts.
Yeah.
East Los Angeles. So I knew about the barrios, and I used to run around with them.
Wow.
Just before Elmwood started, I was actually running around with the guys in Northeast LA, some gang out there. And I was actually supposed to get into that neighborhood, but something had happened, and I didn't like the way they conducted themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't see the kind of love you're supposed to have for a homeboy. Yeah. I didn't see that, so I just like, nah, I'm done.
As time goes on, I'm sure you got into more stuff, and I know you ended up getting busted because everyone from the hood usually does, man. What happened that first time you got arrested?
The first time?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. About 16. We stole a car in Burbank, and I was actually the only one who knew how to drive. So we took the car and we went to Hollywood cruising. Now, I know I'm 5'10". I'm 5'10" now, but back then I was really stumped. So I'm barely looking over the steering wheel, and the cop seen us, and he spun around. And I tried to take off, and I went up on the sidewalks trying to go down Hollywood Boulevard because it was packed. That high-speed pursuit lasted like 20 seconds because they blocked off the sidewalk on us. They got us out, and we got busted. So that was the first time. But I didn't moms came to pick me up that time.
Yeah, and back then, man, in those days, I'm around the same era, you just, the cops were crazier then, man. They would do crazier stuff. Now they're more careful of lawsuits and everything, man. So did you ever make it to the big house upstate?
February 92, I picked up a case for a bunch of attempts and shootings, gang-related shootings. I picked up a light term, overturned it in 97. I went to a whole spectrum of the system. The county 2 years. I hit the level 4, level 3, the level 2. I did 8 years and I got out. I discharged parole. But yeah, I did hit the system in 92.
What joints
all the way to
hit?
2000.
Wow.
Reception was Delano. From Delano, they shot me up to Corcoran, the 4-yard. Back in, it was B yard. We were in lockdown most of the time on the 4-yard. I think I was out on the yard twice the whole time I was there.
Yeah.
2 or 3 times. That's it.
Yeah, before you go on, I was there about the same time in the level 4.
Yeah, no.
Because one of my tattoos. So I ended up in level 4.
It was cracking.
Bought it. Yeah, it was locked down, bro. It was locked down.
Yeah.
There's no yard, no cages, nothing, bro.
No. So in 6 months, they sent me to CSR board and they shot me up to Centinela, which was a new prison opening up. I was the second bus into Centinela, and it was a level 3. They had dropped my points because I was actually at 50. I think it was a 54 points, and 52 was a level 4. So I was a low level 4 and a high level 3. So they dropped my points 4 points, and they knocked me down to 50 points, which was level 3, high level 3, and shot me up to Centinela. I spent most of my time there.
Would you say you were an active guy, or were you a programmer, or what?
I want to say I'm a programmer, but if something pops, it pops, and I'm there 100%.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm not gonna use no excuses. If it cracks and I'm there 100%.
Yeah.
But I'm not one of those guys that's raising my hand or I'm not trying to get in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah. You want to see the streets, man. You want to see.
I just want to have a good name. You know what I mean? I wanted a good name.
And I'm sure you've seen it in there, man. Those people that raise their hands, and I mean, that's the way to do your time, bro. Is to do it, and if it comes up, it comes up, and you're there, and back in the day. So this is gonna be a silly question, maybe.
Yeah.
What's the funniest thing you ever seen in the joint?
Oh, I hit a level 2, CRC. And anybody that knows in a level 2 on CRC, the interracial, the bunks. So you can have actually a black bunkmate.
It's crazy.
So I actually had this black dude, and right off the bat, as soon as he came, I told him, "Hey, man, I don't care what happens. You better be showered every day before you hit this bunk, or you just won't get on it." So one day we were in lockdown. We were in lockdown for a while, and Cuenta came count. And I don't know what got into this dude, but he cut his sheets and made a mask with a white mask.
Yeah.
And then he made himself a cape. But I can't see what he's doing, and I'm not like really paying attention to him. All of a sudden, he runs and jumps off his bunk, and he's in his white tantarans, and he starts running down the one side of the dorm, and he's running, it's tantaran man, and he goes all the way to the bottom of the corner, and he comes all the way back around, And then he runs out into the hallway and takes off down the thing.
Oh man,
Dude, everybody was in tears laughing. It dumped that on, man. I was like, oh my God, look at this fool.
oh man, did they roll him up or what did they do?
No, the cops were laughing. They were on the floor laughing too.
Oh, that's hilarious, bro. I
That is
picturing
funny.
that.
Yeah.
Oh man. You
That
know,
had to be. That's definitely the most funniest thing I've ever seen in prison.
yeah, that's. I think that's the funnier than I could even say. I can't even touch that, bro. So we don't want to promote prison, but
Nope, we
what's
don't.
the scariest thing you ever seen there, man?
The ugliest thing is I was actually in the county, wasn't even in prison. We were on 9,000th floor and 9,500, and some guy pulled his shirt off, had a big C-14 on his neck. Everybody assumed it was Clanton. It wasn't.
Oh
It was some
man,
gang up north. And this guy just figured he was going to scare everyone. I don't know what he thought. All I can say, there was chunks of meat coming out of this dude by the time everything was done. I was like,
man.
wow. You know what I mean? That was just, that even scared me where I was like, damn, this dude just got it bad.
Yeah, yeah. He probably thought he would play that
Yeah.
card, but it didn't work, man. It's crazy, you know.
Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking, dude. You don't do that in LA County Jail. That's one place you don't do it.
Oh yeah, that's headquarters, man. It's headquarters. And then
Yeah.
like when you first went to the joint, like I know like right now you're all about the raza and unity, man. I know that. So I asked this question knowing that because I know you think different now. In the past, when you drove up, what was your first thoughts like seeing Norteños, you know?
Well, the first things first is they put me on the Norteño line because I pissed off the COs.
Oh man.
So I'm on a tier with nothing but Norteños.
Wow.
Not knowing this, so when I came out to go to chow my first time, I walked up on an older Norteño thinking, hey, homie, they call me so-and-so from Elmwood. And he was like, hey, your homies are back there. Like, what? All right, cool. So I get through that. But I learned fairly quick because you know how the buildings are in the joint. You've been to them, the joint, right? So they got the A and B phone,
Yeah, exactly.
A and B phone, C and D phone, and you got to sign up whatever phone you're into. Usually you have to go to that assigned phone because you get that assigned time, 15 minutes.
Right.
Mine happened to be on the black and the Norteño side that day. So I walk over there. There's a Norteño right next to me. He's just getting on the phone. I get on the phone to call my family, and some black dude tells me, phone check. Like, what? Phone check. There was some wood there. So I told the wood, hey, they're my homies. Well, as the guy left, he didn't go that way towards the homies. He went the other way. So when the black dude told me phone check again, I gave him the phone. I didn't give him the phone the way he expected, but I gave him the phone. So we start getting busy. I'm on the thing. All I see is a big old scuffle. You know what I mean? I'm getting down. I'm not paying attention. I'm thinking either they're all rushing me. I don't know what's happening, but I just know it's just me right now. And when it's all said and done, there was a Norteño laying on the floor next to me getting cuffed. But you could tell he was fighting. And he told me, hey, homie, regardless of what we are, we're still raza. I got your back, homie. I was like, what? Like, you know, I'm getting cuffed up, and I'm thinking, what the hell?
That's incredible.
Like, it wasn't, as a youngster coming up in the system, I had never been taught that.
Yep.
But on a level 4, you tend to pick up things really quick. So the homies were, hey, gracias, you know, told the homie, hey, gracias. We were good, you know what I mean?
Wow. That's crazy, man.
But before that, I actually tried to start a fight with the Norteños. I took their handball. I went over there, shaved my head, and went and snatched their handball trying to start something, and I got a stern talking to. And then after when the phone thing happened, so they all know who I was already, and it just, you know what I mean, had to learn real quick how to play the game.
Trip out, brother. That's crazy, man. Just looking back at some of the stuff you've been through, man, and knowing like I've been through the same road. It's crazy, man. We're still here, Sonny. We're still here, bro.
Yeah, I know.
We're still here.
Trust me, I know.
There's all kinds of stuff. Quick questions I want to get to in a second, but something happened at a particular time, man, where now you're more on a positive trip now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're going with your crew, and you guys are going to hoods from OC, LA.
Yeah.
You guys are trying to reach these hoods with something positive, man. What's the deal? What changed, and how did you get to that kind of thinking, man?
I didn't come out. I came out with the intentions of doing good and letting all this go by. But the neighborhood wrapped me up right away. I was back at it. And I know I'm already older. I can't be doing this. But it wasn't until recently, a couple of years back, maybe 3 years ago, that I go to this little liquor store every day, get my little single cigarette or a Monster, whatever. And I would see this kid there all the time. G'd up by himself in the morning, the night, in the rain. He was there, smoking a little blunt. So I knew a couple of his homies, and we had a little transaction kind of thing going. We had to do some. So they told him to go with me. And I was like, all right, whatever. So I take him with me, and I'm thinking maybe he's 18, 19, 20 years old. Turns out this kid's like 15 years old. 15, 16, something like that. Dropped out of school already and just full blown into this. And I start talking to him and telling him, hey, dude, you're just a crash dummy, homie. Why are you even playing the game? You might as well just go handle your business real quick, get busted, and get it over with, because that's where you're heading. Your homies ain't out there with you. You're out there by yourself. What the fuck? You're just a crash dummy, homie. Somewhere along the line, when I was talking to him, I guess I'm talking to myself. Because everything changed. Everything changed for me that night. So the next day I go back to the store. I don't see him. This continues for a couple months. The one day I see him, he's coming out of his house, and it just happens to be next door to the store. He comes out and he sees me. Sonny, what's up? What's up? He goes, hey, man, I got me a job. I got me a girl. I went back to school. It just changed me, dude. It just completely changed me. And it wasn't until I was watching YouTube, like your show, and Gills was out, but it was really small. I didn't know anything about it. And I was watching this other dude, and when from being in that somebody's not being truthful about who they are.
Mm-hmm.
The guys that they want to talk the game, but they ain't really about that.
Yep.
And this guy was doing that, and he to this day, he's still fooling everybody. And I was like, hey, dude, you lying on me? You know what I mean? But that was more on a direct.
Right.
Gil had actually seen the same thing, and he called him out on it because everything about this dude's a lie.
Mm-hmm.
So Gil had called him out about it on a different channel, and I just happened to see that channel. So then I kind of followed Gil a little bit, and I knew it was from my enemies because they actually are blood enemies back in the days, was North Hollywood boys. And Gil's from North Hollywood. So that's when we started to talk, and I introduced him a place to get some menudo. And we go there every weekend, and we met up there and talked, and from there on, we just started building up the show. And
man, you guys have a great chemistry, bro. Great chemistry. I mean, all three of you had, bro, just a great chemistry, man. And what's the homie? I forget that he doesn't talk too much.
Boo Boo.
Boo.
My little homeboy, Boo Boo.
He's cool, man. I like the guy. I appreciate some of the wisdom that you bring up with Gil. And I like sometimes when you and Gil go at it, different opinions.
Yeah,
but it's fun, bro. It's fun for the viewer. So These are hot topics, man. I want to ask you a few questions. I'm looking for your perspective, the wisdom that you have. So, why do kids join gangs, man?
I don't think there's one specific reason. I know when like interviews with somebody, if you have an interview with a kid, that's like they got I didn't have no family. I was looking for something. That's their go-to. Like it's already pre-written what your answer is going to be when it comes to interviewing a gang member. But I would like to say it's they want respect, but they don't really know what that word details or what it means. So when they're running down the streets, they want to be part of that crew, but they want that respect of that crew or whatever neighborhood, barrio, whatever you want to call it. So they tend to start doing things to earn that respect, but that really isn't respect. I know from my point when I was growing up, it was when I thought everybody respected me. It wasn't what they respected me. Even my own homeboys, it was they feared me. My enemy feared me. I didn't learn respect. I didn't know what respect was. So I think a lot of it has to do with we forget that what it's like in us wanting that respect and admiration from our peers. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, that's cool. That movie, American Me, when it came out, do you
Yeah,
think it affected kids to join gangs, or do you think it had an influence or any influence like that? Or whatever your thoughts on that movie.
I could see where he intended to downplay the gangs and make them look less attractive. But somewhere along the line, he lost it, and landed up glorifying them. It landed up glorifying them because now you got these kids that are talking about, oh, I would have did this, I would have did that. They were putting themselves in those situations, and I think he glorified it because I know when I first seen it, I didn't see it until I got out. I was already in there. I was kind of like, whatever. You know what I mean? I'm not sucking this up. But I could see if I was a kid and I was looking at it, it would have made me a different impression on what I wanted to get involved in.
Right. I think you put it better than I've ever heard it in my life. What do you think of systematic racism?
That makes me proud, homie.
Yeah,
That makes me proud.
real.
I feel humbled that when people even care about my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay, let me put it. I don't think there's a such thing as systemic racism, and the one reason is because I used to get stopped on a daily basis, beat up, guns stuck in the back of my head. And it seemed like it was like for no reason that they were just picking on me. They were just picking on me. But when I decided to hang up my khakis, and that's just me way of saying stop gangbanging and stop doing illegal things, it stopped. And it wasn't all of a sudden like one day to the next it was over. No, it progressively stopped really fast though. It wasn't just like I get stopped once every week or once a month and then once every 6 months and then once a year and then pretty soon never. Don't get stopped. Cops drive by me all the time and they look at me and they see the tattoos, they see the car, man, and they don't sweat me. I don't know if it's something inside you that changes. It ain't just the way you dress. It ain't just the way you look. It's something that shows you got nothing to hide anymore.
Yeah.
I got nothing to hide. So when the cops see me, they don't see any fear in me anymore. They don't see that little spark in my eye saying, "Oh, should I run?" or "Hopefully you don't find this." So I haven't been stopped in a long time, and I learned there's nothing to prevent me from being better, and not just with the cops. That's with anything. We bought a home. We have new cars. If it was systemic racism, it wouldn't matter if I changed the way my mind of thinking or my way of thinking. It would just matter the color of my skin. And I'm not just the only one that's done this. This is multiple people that I know that decided I'm not doing this stuff no more, and their whole life has changed,
including me.
including you. So there's no such thing as systemic racism. That you're just trying to say everything is based on your color of your skin, and nobody's gonna make me feel any less of a man because of the color of my skin. You're not gonna make me feel less of a man or anything different because of my color of skin. When somebody does something to me or assaults me, I don't think color. That's the last thing I'm thinking, because of the fact that I'm proud of who I am. I'm not worried about anybody else. There's nothing you can do to take that from me.
Yeah.
So, when they talk about the systemic racism, to me, that's an insult. It's like, hey, come on, dude. You're blaming everything else on the color of your skin. Do you want your kids to think like that? I don't want my kids thinking like that.
Man, it's
So,
incredible.
my basic.
Bro, that's again, man, that's the best I've ever heard it put. It just reminded me, it reminded me because the same thing, because, I've been out about 25 years. But when I first got out, you know, I started acting a fool a little bit right back in. But when I got out that time, dude, I don't fear the cops. I walk down the street, I might have a shaved head. They may look at me, but they don't, like you said, they don't see that thing. They don't see that thing.
Yeah, there's something in you.
Yeah,
There's something in you showing you're doing something. You're up to no good.
yeah,
But that's what cops are trained to look at.
exactly,
They're,
exactly.
they're trained to look for that.
It's the same
So
way. Yeah, the same way you and I, like maybe from our generation, we could look out and go, that vato es a tecato. That vato es a speed. We could see it. I think maybe the cops are trained maybe in the same way they see it. I don't know what it is, bro, but dude, if there's nothing to hide, like you said, we're not doing crime, we're living our life, and we don't get stopped, bro. It's cool.
There's little things that, like, I had told them people before when they tell me about Norteños. I could tell a Norteño from a Southsider. And
Yeah.
I know if you're in the system, you can too.
Yes.
There's something, just a tweak.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that's what the cops see.
Yes.
I'm sure that little tweak, that little something that tells you that dude's up to no good.
Yeah.
That dude's doing something.
Yep.
Hiding something.
Yep.
So it ain't based on the color of her skin. These are our own people busting us.
Yeah. And see, that's what I appreciate about your guys' program, because you're bringing up this stuff and putting thoughts in people's head to think for yourselves, man. Don't just repeat because the news says it, because the news says that. What's your experience in your own life? There's a lot of us. And then the next one. Oh, go ahead. You want to say something?
No, all I was going to say was a lot of people just lack common sense. Just got to open your eyes and see what's around you.
Yeah.
I don't need nobody to tell me like my political views on anything, because I can open my eyes and look and see it myself what's happening.
There you go. Some of our people are getting assaulted, and particularly by African Americans. And I know you guys love your black brothers, as I do. Is there anything we could do? Is there anything that could be done? And why is this happening, man?
This is nothing new. This is something that's been happening generations after generations. Because I remember when I was running around in Northeast LA, they had a bad habit of snatching purses. You see an old lady getting dragged down the street, but as soon as somebody wanted her purse. And this was our own raza doing it to each other.
Right.
So this is nothing new as far as our bicycles getting attacked. And it just shows that us, as a raza, as Chicanos, or what do we want to call ourselves, we even looked down at one point, looked down at the Paisos.
Oh, yeah.
And we shouldn't be, because they're our people.
Yep.
And I actually learned that in prison, where you're brown, you're mine. I got you. Don't trip. But nowadays, everybody got these phones. Everybody got these want the likes and the shares, and so they do these things. But it's just a lack of respect. These kids ain't learning any respect for anybody or anything. And like I said, it ain't just the blacks, unfortunately. It's just making it hyping it up more because they are a different race than us.
Man, great point, bro. Great point. I mean, great point, bro. We can hype it up because the blacks are doing it, but we're doing it to our own people too. So, see, more
And
wisdom, brother. That's why you're on here.
And me personally, dog, I'm not a BLM supporter.
Yeah.
I don't believe in that.
Right.
I believe in supporting the black community, and I think those are two different things.
Yes. Yes.
They got a bunch of what I like to say is mask. There's mask everywhere, and you gotta pull that mask back to see what's really happening. And the only way to solve these problems is to be honest with each other.
Yeah.
We can't say that it's just them or it's just us. No, you gotta understand, take our own blame too. We gotta be about, if we want to advance, we have to be honest with each other.
Yeah, brother. That's good wisdom. That's good wisdom. And the next one, Chicanos in Hollywood, bro. You live right there, man. Your hood's right there in Burbank. All you guys, Gil, all you guys are right there, man. You guys live in the center of Hollywood, celebrities, everything, bro. The movie studios. Why isn't there more? You know me, I'm in the film industry. So I'm always looking for this question from people on the outside. Why isn't there more Chicanos, raza, in film?
Since we've been doing this podcast, we've kind of had to deal with the fact that we're not blowing up or somebody turned us down for an interview or said something about our interviews and I actually came to my own consensus. Gil has his own little thing. I have my opinion. My opinion is, I think the raza that is up there that are actually well known or coming up in the industry are scared to reach back and tell the next band, come up with me, because they don't want that competition. Because you got, again, and it's no offense to Mr. Trejo, Danny Trejo. I don't want nobody. I like Danny Trejo. I have all the respect in the world for him. But they still got him portraying a gangster. He's already 75 years old. There needs to be a time where hey, come on, I got you somebody else. Let me help you. You know what I mean? Let me help you build you up. But it seems like these people that get up there just kind of like, no, there ain't enough room. There ain't enough parts for all of us, so we can't. I don't want to bring nobody up just for the competition. At least that's how I feel. That's how I look at it. So, and I might be wrong. I don't know.
No, you're right. A lot of it is, bro. What I see firsthand is a lot of it is that, bro. I mean, I could go on for an hour on that subject, bro. But what you're right, a lot of it is they get up there and then, like for instance, I called you and I said, hey, Sonny, can you come on for an interview? I want to pick your mind and brain on some issues, right? You come on, and it's cool, bro. We help each other. Now, once most of the raza Chicano actors make it up and they make it a little bit, it's no longer help. It's all about the dough. You know what I mean? It's all about the dough, and it's not really about the call to help others, bro.
Okay, well, there's three main ones and I ain't going to mention their names.
Right.
But I'm going to tell you about all three of them.
Right.
One of them, we went out of our way to get a hold of him. Mm-hmm. Found out where he was going to be and went to him and approached him, and he said, hell yeah, I'm down to do your show. Get him, my homie right there. He's going to set it up for you. Nothing.
Yeah.
Not a callback, nothing. Just dogged us completely out. Yeah. All right, cool. Second one, got at him, got a hold of him. He said, yeah, I'm down for it. Cool. Every time I approached him, hey, you ready to do this? You ready to do this? No, I can't. What do you mean you can't? You told me you were going to do it. I'm sorry, I can't. And started giving me the runaround. Like,
right.
Well, I got this network, I can't do this. All right, cool. I'm not going to bug you again. Then I get at the third one, and he really wanted on two of the three. Hey, no, you interested? He goes, sure, I'll do it. $250.
Oh, man.
Excuse me? He goes, $250. And I told him, hey, homie, I don't make any money out this. I'm just doing this to help my people. If you don't want to do it, that's cool. But then he comes back at me and tells me, hey, it's not a lot of money, but if I do it for you, I got to do it for somebody else, which goes right back into what I was telling you. They don't want to do for us. They don't want to do for us. They should want to do for us.
Yeah.
So
Before you go on,
I tell them, hey, I appreciate it. Go ahead.
no, before you go on right there,
Yeah.
I bet I know who that person was. I'll tell you after the interview, though, bro. We'll talk. We'll talk.
Okay.
But go ahead. Sorry.
So I told him, hey, he goes this long speech, and I just kind of like, I'm not tripping on it. Hey, homie, don't trip. Do your own thing. Don't worry about it. I'm not tripping. And he sends me another response. Hey, woo, 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 woo. Dog, don't trip. Do your own thing. I'm not asking for money. Have a nice day. Go do your thing. So finally, he gets a picture of that. I just ain't having it. I could have took the money up, and it would have probably gave us a gang of views for YouTube.
Right.
But to me, my integrity is more important than the money.
Yeah.
Okay. So I kind of ripped these people on the show. The second one I talked to called me on my phone. Hey, are you so-and-so? Yeah. Hey, this is so-and-so. Hey, what's up, dog? What's up, homie? What's up? And he goes, hey, I owe you an apology. For what? Because I should have been truthful with you. Why can't? So he breaks it down to me. I wish you would have told me that before. All you had to do is be honest with me. You can't do it. You can't do it. I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
Just don't tell me you're going to do it and then dog me out. Because then that's going to give me a whole different point of view of you. So everyone that I've talked to or have had any kind of correspondence, it's always that. Hey, if you can't do it, it's cool. All the respect in the world. But don't give me some BS and then expect me to be cool with it, because it ain't.
Yeah, brother. Yeah.
So
That
my
industry,
little...
that industry, bro, just behind the scenes, very backstabbing, bro. I've got to sit in front of, some of the people who make some of the big movies that are very well known, bro. I got to sit in front of them, talk to them. They came up to me after I spoke. I spoke in a group of them in North Hollywood right there, a group of them, bro. I mean, the movies I could tell you, bro, another time, not on the air, but some of the people were in there, multi-millionaires, make these huge films. I want to talk to you. Da, 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 da. I want to produce your film. I want to do this. I want to do this film. I want to do this. We want to do it. It's all talk, bro. Now these are gavachos. So,
Yeah.
these are the big dogs. But I mean, I wonder if there's a want in there, but it's not sincere. It's like an emotional. When you go to
There's actually some decent people I met. Manny Jimenez is one of them. He's a producer. Karina Luna, lady's a beautiful lady, just all the way inside and out, treated with the utmost respect, among other people. You know what I mean? But those are just two well-known names that kind of got me in between, whether I like them or not. You know what I mean? With the actors. But I've met a few other ones, and some are all right. Other ones are wishy-washy. But
yeah, it's crazy, bro.
I've had somebody compare me to one Cholo to another.
Hey, I appreciate the honesty, bro. See, that's what I love about you, bro. What's going to be helpful for the future, man? What advice can you give people watching who may be going down that wrong road, bro?
Majority of us that got into this kind of life have a problem with authority. Okay. If you think getting into a gang or living that life, you're fighting the authorities, you're just going to be listening to somebody else when you hit the system. You're going to play somebody else's rules. You're going to do what they want you to do. Okay? And we all know it's not respect in there. Everything's based on fear. You're not going to get any respect from going to the system. It just doesn't happen. When you say, oh, well, so-and-so is wearing the yard, you got the respect. You don't have the respect. People are scared of them. You know what I mean? So I know a lot of people mistaking those two as fear and respect. And like me, I lost my mother when I was in there. I didn't tell her to get to say goodbye to her. I didn't get to comfort my brother or my wife comfort me or anybody, my son, nothing. You have absolutely no control of what happens in there. You can be put in the worst situation in the world, and you can't do nothing about it because you're in a cage. Now, if somebody wants to live like that, that's fine, but I don't want to live like that. I've seen stone cold killers after 10, 15 years to say what I want, and they change up. Some will commit suicide, some go on the other side, other ones just deal with it and just turn into nothing. Because I don't know how many lifers you know, but I know the lifers that I know, a lot of them walk around the track talking to themselves. You've seen a grown man sitting there walking around talking to himself, answering himself. That's a man that's broken. He might not PC up, he might not do this, he might not do that. He might be mainline, doing everything he's supposed to do. But that's a broken man. It's almost like having a tiger caged up. He's not a tiger no more. He's caged up. He loses everything. It's the same thing with the human. You get in that situation, dude. There's no, and you can't turn around and say, "I'm sorry." It's not gonna work. So before you put yourself in a situation, you better know what the consequences are. Because it ain't what you think it is. I'll tell you right now. Anything you hit the system with, it's never what you think it's gonna be.
Cool, man. Man, that's good wisdom. That's good wisdom, man. And my last question, bro. Actually, it's two and one. Where do you see yourself 10 years? Two? Where's your show going, man? What's coming up in the show? What do you guys got changes going or anything?
Um, we have an opportunity coming up to make our expand our audience. I don't want to get into details. It's just, but we do have an opportunity to expand right now. I've actually signed my first release and consent form. Didn't even know what the hell that was until the other day. Worked out well for us, and if we can keep on the pace we are, I think we're gonna be up in getting acknowledgement soon.
Nice,
And that's something I don't see too many of us doing right now.
nice, bro.
So hopefully that's where it takes us. My thing isn't fame. My thing ain't money. I can't speak for anybody else. I can just speak for myself. But I don't. I can do this without being famous or with the money. I'm doing it because I want people to have a voice. I'm doing it because I want acknowledgement. And by us getting on these bigger platforms and people like you getting at me, shows me our words getting out there. We are starting to get a voice. It might be very low right now, that voice, but it's getting louder. And I think within 10 years, we're gonna have a good following. Not maybe just for our show, but the raza that's gonna do something for us. You know what I mean? Because I can't sit there and run for congressman. I can't do nothing like that.
Right.
But I can spread the message that if we want to fix anything, we have to stop with all the lies and all the BS. We have to be straight up with each other.
Yeah, man. And you guys could be the trendsetters that people could follow you in, bro. Open the
That's what we're trying to
for
do.
all of us. You know, it's cool, man.
So we just want to build up a raza. That's what we want to do. Build it up. See what happens.
Cool, man. Thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
coming on, bro. And then if people want to follow you, how do they follow you?
Sonny American Cholo on Instagram. That's about it. I don't know.
All right. All right. And don't forget to watch their show, The American Cholo, on YouTube. It's
The Sonny Sonny, not Sunny. Sonny American Cholo.
cool, man. Cool. So
Hey, thank you. I appreciate it.
yeah, man, it's a pleasure, man. Thank you for sharing your insight. I'm sure a lot of people got a lot out of it. I wanted to know your story, man, and hopefully we could do this again, man, and have a little round table or something and just talk issues.
Anytime, homie. I'm
Yeah,
down.
Yeah, I have a few partners that we do kind of like what you guys do a little bit, and hopefully one day maybe we could have a big round table, or something,
Yeah, yeah, of course. I'm down.
Cool, brother. Well, thanks again for coming on, bro. We appreciate it. This is Loaded News signing out. Hit that subscribe and like.
Watch Loaded News, you guys.